I'm Frances Goldner. I've been a member of this church since I was a baby. My family is part of this church here too. My word was heavy. So I've been thinking a lot about the term heavy. And then of course, once you think of heavy, you think of the opposite, which is light. And then of course, my brain went to the little song, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." And I always had a problem with that song as a kid because I visualized the candle and then hide it under a bushel. So then you gotta put a bushel basket over this candle, and you know you're not gonna do that because it's gonna catch on fire and you got flaming bushel basket. So once my brain goes there, I have long since lost the point of the song. So that was kind of my issue. So I thought, okay, heavy, bushel basket in flames, maybe we need a different visual. So then I thought about heavy and that Charlie Brown character when he's wearing so many coats, so many layers, and then he falls over and he can't get up. And I thought about that, and I've been there. So heavy and weighed down that I can't get up. And so in my life lately, I've been in weekly therapy for over a year and a half now, dealing with those layers. And one of the major things that we've been dealing with as we go through layer by layer is, or that I've been learning, is how to meditate. And meditated off and on for years. And I used to think meditation was you sit down, you get quiet, you empty your brain, you count your breaths, and boom, you're done. And everything is better. Well, I have since learned that that's not it at all. That it's the opposite. You accept everything one at a time and you let it go. And when you're done, peace kind of bubbles up over you. So I have been meditating a lot on these layers and letting things go. And sometimes it's little things like, the itch on your finger, or I'm uncomfortable where I'm sitting, or the rabbit hole of thought you go down that you know is going nowhere. And you let those go, and then you're left with what you're really dealing with. So I had read somewhere that prayer is when you talk to God, and meditation is when you listen. And I realized that's what I've been doing, is a lot of talking and not a lot of listening. My idea of prayer was kind of like a one-way phone call. I pick up the receiver, I say, "Thank you for everything, here's what's going on, I could use a little help, thanks again, goodbye," and hang up. And then I'm done. And I hadn't really ever taken the time to just listen. And so these meditations have been me listening to this backlog of phone calls that I have been making, kind of like finally getting to the thousands of voicemail things that have been on my phone. So I haven't had to say a lot to God because I'm still working on stuff He's told me for years. And one by one, the peace fills over me as I deal with things and I understand things one thing at a time that, I could have done many years ago had I just listened. And so as the layers are now coming off, my little Charlie Brown character can get up and walk around and be more Charlie Brownish. His personality can come through, my personality can come through, the me that I was always intended to be, the me that God wants me to be. My little light is now shining again. So I thought about, okay, well, maybe we need some different verses to this silly little song. And so I thought, maybe it's "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Cover it up with too many layers so you fall down. Oh no, well then that doesn't really work." So I think for the time being, we're kind of stuck with the flaming bushel basket until I can come up with some better words. So shine on.